Hello, everyone, this is Gold Recap. And today I'm going to tell you about a 2017 American thriller starring a beautiful actress named Bella Thorne called You Conquered Me. The movie begins with Tyler, a high school senior who is currently in love with his beautiful girlfriend Allison. He lives with his younger sister Tiffany. His family is financially secure, but his life has become more colorful since he met Allison at his school. Unfortunately, all this time he has never invited her to meet his parents because they are rarely home because they are very busy at work at school. They have close friends named Gil and Lydia. Tyler also works as a waiter at a cafe near the beach, where he and his friend often play on the beach together. One night they want to go to their friend's party. There Allison happens to run into an old friend from San Francisco named Chase, and she intends to introduce him to Tyler. At some point, Tyler and Chase talk together. And Chase reports that San Francisco Allison was a bad girl who liked to party, drank a lot, and got involved with different men. Tyler is immediately angry because Allison never told him about her past. Disappointed, he decides to leave the party, leaving Allison alone, and accidentally meets a beautiful and very rich woman named Holly. She offers him a ride in her luxury car. He accepts the offer and tells her that he just broke up with his girlfriend. She tries to gradually calm him down, and they end up going to a party together and sleeping together in the woman's huge mansion afterwards. The next morning, Tyler wakes up and goes straight to Ola's living room, where she is sitting with several pictures on the floor. She begins to talk about family history, how her father died long ago and left a large fortune, and her stepmother travels a lot, which often makes her feel lonely. Now she is very happy that they can spend the rest of the weekend together at her house. They chat all day, and at night Holly seduces Tyler. And it would seem that he completely forgets about Allison and deals with her and Tim after they have finished their business. He realizes that he has to go home because his little sister is home alone. Before he leaves Holly's house, she tells him that this weekend was special for her. When he gets home, he checks his cell phone and finds that he has received many messages from his closest people, including Allison, texting him about where to meet her to solve their problem. The next day he rushes to the house. Allison apologizes for her behavior and tells him that San Francisco was affected by her bad environment. That's why her family decided to move here, hoping for a better life. Finally, they admit each other's mistakes and decide to be together again. They also promise not to keep secrets from each other. However, Tyler seems to remember his mistake about sleeping with Holly last weekend, but still chooses to keep the secret from Haley's son. In the new semester, a new student approaches Tyler's class at school and turns out to be Holly. She tells him that she and her stepmother are now moving to the area permanently, and she wanted to go to the same class as Tyler. After class is over, the group gathers in the cafeteria for lunch. Suddenly Holly comes in and introduces herself. She wants to join them. Panicked, Tyler instantly tells the hall to meet him downstairs by the elevator later. Finally, they see each other after school. At first she thinks he wants to kiss her, but apparently he wants to tell her that he's breaking up with her now because it was a mistake. For sadness in the hallway, she threatens him that he will regret what he did last weekend. The next day, Allison and Holly decide to go to the cafe where Tyler works. There, Holly shows Allison a picture of a man whose face is invisible. Tyler is afraid that she will tell Allison about their clandestine relationship, but luckily she is still keeping the secret. Holly starts hanging out and gets closer to them by the day. She also often goes to Allison's house to chat. Meanwhile, Tyler wants to confess to Allison about his texting affair with Holly, but hesitates while Allison is asleep. Holly secretly takes some of the girls' things, as well as photos. Tyler asks Allison. Over time, Tyler begins to suspect that Holly is dangerous, especially one day when he meets her stepmother Corinne, who reveals that Holly is taking medication for a mental disorder. She seems obsessed with her love for Tyler. Lydia soon becomes suspicious of Holly when she discovers her absence from social media. According to her, everyone should have social media these days, but strangely she doesn't. While they are in the dining room, Holly deliberately brings her favorites from the museum to the table, one of which is specially poisoned for Lydia. Lydia instantly has a very strong allergic reaction after consumption. At the museum, Allison immediately escorts her to the hospital. While Tyler guesses that his suspicions were correct. One day Allison tells Tyler that Holly is pregnant. At first, he doesn't believe that their previous relationship is the reason. As a good friend, Allison decides to accompany her through difficult times. Later, Holly shows up at Tyler's house and plays with Tiffany. She tells him that she wants to be together again. But Tyler quickly pulls her out by force and pushes her out of his life for good. After Tyler rebukes her, she goes to Allison and tells her about the time they stood next to each other, sleeping together last weekend. Also, a picture of the man she saw earlier is Tyler. That same night, Tyler visits Lydia to tell her and that he suspects Holly planted the poison one from the museum on Lydia. He also promises to solve all the problems by telling Alice everything. The next morning, Tyler and Allison meet at the beach, where he confesses everything to her. Allison learns the truth from Holly and decides to ignore his explanation. She is very upset and declares that she wants to break up with him. At school, Holly suspends Tyler indefinitely, telling the teacher that he assaulted her while on suspension. Tyler learns from the teacher that Holly's real name is Elizabeth. He then searches for her online and unexpectedly discovers that she has violently assaulted a student in the past and has been committed to a mental institution for some time as a result. Now he knows why Lydia couldn't find Holly's identity on social media. That night, Holly quietly breaks into Allison's room. She manages to kidnap Allison, and then she tries to lure Tyler into her house by sending him a picture of his girlfriend. He instantly goes there to rescue Allison and texts Gio, sending Holly's home address. Meanwhile, Allison wakes up and finds that she is tied to a chair in the Hall house. Colleen begins to tell Allison that she is not actually pregnant. She deliberately tricked her into being disappointed in Tyler. Soon after, Corinne comes home and finds Allison tied up. She tries to save the girl, but Holly sneaks up behind her and strangles her with a plastic bag, eventually killing her. When Tyler approaches Holly's house, he picks up a sharp piece of iron in case something bad happens. He then finds an unconscious Allison with a bloody forehead tied to the ceiling in the air. He frees Allison, and they run outside before they can get away. Holly suddenly points a gun at them. Tyler apologizes to her for everything he has done. Luckily, Gil shows up at just the right moment, but it takes Holly by surprise, causing her to shoot Tyler right in the shoulder. Allison immediately picks up the iron that Tyler brought and stabs Holly. Tyler happily says that love is blind, but it can ruin everything. He is lucky that he and Allison were able to survive. Another day, they celebrate Tiffany's birthday. At the end, we are shown Holly, who is still alive in the ambulance. She makes the paramedic promise that they will never leave her. That's all there is to it. Gentlemen, if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a comment and like it. See you soon. Take care.